In the previous lesson, we went through some troubleshooting steps to connect from our host machine to our virtual machine. And now we have to go through the first time configuration. So at that point, you should be able to ping your machine. I'm able to do so. I can prove it with TCP dump if I run it on my checkpoint device. But anyway, I hope you trust me on this. Once you're able to ping it, once you're able to verify you have connection, you go to your browser on your host machine. I'm connecting to Edge, and I'm typing the IP address I've defined on my checkpoint device. It's right here, 192.168.1.99. I have that, and you just type it right here with default port. You don't even have to specify a port here. I apologize, it's in Russian, but anyway, what it's saying, we don't trust the cert, and that's fine. What you want to do, you go for advanced and go to that web page. All right, and we are right here at our Gaia portal, the same thing as our CLI. We type in the same login and the same password, VPN123, and go for login. We can save it or leave it as you wish. Okay, and they give us a welcome message, checkpoint first time configuration wizard. We're gonna click next. The first thing we do, continue with R80.40 configuration. Next. Here is the address that we have defined with our default gateway and subnet mask. We're gonna leave it as it is. This is the address we gave during the installation of Gaia. So next. They ask us which interface will be connected to the internet, and by default, honestly, by default, it has only one interface, but honestly, we can change this later. So we're gonna skip it and do it later. Okay, here's our host name. I'm gonna go and do standalone because it makes more sense. The primary DNS server, in our lab, I will be using the public DNS server. Go for next. The time zone, you can do it manually or use NTP. I'm gonna stick with manual. Next. All right, so at that point, this is where it gets funny. So we can choose its multi-domain server, or it will be either security or security management. If you're just starting working with Checkpoint, you most likely will not go for a multi-domain server, and if you are at the level where you work with multi-domain service, you don't even need an explanation on this. Basically, it's a management server that can manage other management servers and deploy policies, but it's not what we're gonna do here. Okay, it's gonna be either security gateway or security management. All right, so and here, this is what I explained. If I leave both of these checked, we will have our standalone. We're gonna have security management and security gateway capabilities on one device, on one virtual machine. When you do that on physical appliance, it's gonna ask you the same thing. If I leave it like this, it's gonna have only security gateway capabilities, and we will not be able to manage and connect to security gateway through our smart console. We're gonna need another device, another virtual machine with that configuration, where we'll have only security management capabilities, where we're gonna connect and then push policies to our security gateway. But I talk more about this in my CCSA course that is available here on Udemy. So, but the point of this course is to basically build a lab together, so you can practice on your own and play around with this. Anyway, we're gonna do a standalone, do both of them. As for the clustering, if you want your two devices to be in a cluster, to have a redundant solution, and if one device goes down, another device takes over, this is one way how you can set it up right from the first time wizard. Usually it's not how it's done. There is a better way to do so. So I'm gonna leave it unchecked. Automatically download Blade contract, new software, and other important data. Keep it checked, because it might seem like it's advertisement, but once you disable that, once you uncheck it, you're gonna disable a lot of implied rules, and you will not be able to connect and, let's say, get some signatures, and you will have to manually define an implied rule. I guess at that point it will not be called implied. It will be explicit rule, the rule that you create. But anyway, leave it checked, since you will have these ports opened automatically by checkpoint. Then click next. Okay, so I can create a new admin with new password, but for me it's the same. I'm gonna use what I used, admin with VPN123. Okay, the next thing is from where we will be able to connect. And over here you can define a specific IP address from where you will be able to connect to your management server through your smart console, through your FAT client. You can set up a range, a network, a range or a network. But I'm gonna leave as any IP address, so I will be able to connect from my external interface, from my internal interface, from my host machine, from wherever I have routing set up properly. Okay, next, and over here they ask us if we want to improve product experience. It's up to you. I usually say no. I don't know why, I just do. So anyway, and they tell us your device will be configured with the following products: security gateway and security management, primary security management server. Once again, I repeat myself, it's gonna install 2 products on one device: security gateway capabilities and management ones. So okay, we're gonna click finish and click yes, and now we have to wait until the process is completed.